I've got my RAV Moon right here, and I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with this RAV, which I've had since 2016. They're the same scale, so I'm going to start off by playing up and down the pattern. They're exactly the same pitches, but hopefully you can hear a difference in the timbre. This has quite a warm sound. This, you hear the metallic sound a little bit more. Both lovely. Now let's compare in terms of sustain. I'm going to put my hand down when I can't hear the note from that instrument anymore. You can hear the resonance on this lasts a lot longer, which is great for meditative playing. It lasts longer than... And the RAV already had a lot of ring to begin. But it does mean that it can become muddied if you play a lot of notes. In terms of volume, I'd say pretty similar. Which is impressive, because the obvious advantage to the Moon is the weight and the size. Lifting this up and down, very, very straightforward, whereas RAVs, they are always surprisingly heavy. They're kind of heavier than a handpan, I guess, because a handpan is kind of thinner metal and hollower. Ugh. So if you want to get your bicep curls in, then that bigger size RAV is quite heavy. And I do feel it. I walk around London with it on my back and I feel the weight of that. So I'm excited to give this smaller size a try. It is way lighter, smaller, and it really, yeah, you can get around it a bit more. But there is still something in the warmth of this gen. Which sounds a little different. Feels a little bit thinner and a bit smaller, which, again, as I've mentioned, makes a lot of sense. I think it's worth thinking about how you can control the sound. Once the note's been played, you can affect it to make sure you don't have too many clashy notes ringing all together. Let's talk price. So they've got a holiday sale going on right now, just looking on the RAV website, but this is going for 1,000 to 800 euros. And this over here is going for 600 to 800 euros. So you're kind of talking about a 200-300 euro difference between the two instruments, which means that this is perfect for a beginner, perfect for a younger player, perfect for someone who is just wondering if the kind of handpan's world is correct for them. And also it is smaller, it's easier to store, it's easier to just grab on your lap and go for it. In conclusion, they're both great instruments. It does depend what kind of sound you like. I'm quite excited to get to know this smaller instrument. I've got a reasonably long wingspan, And I do still sometimes find with bigger handpans and instruments that have things on the bottom, it can be a challenge to get all the way around it. So I'm excited. I will say it's slightly less warm than that sound, but it's still really resonant and amazing for that slower meditative playing. So, gonna get to grips with it. Thanks again, RAV. If you want to get your hands on a RAV, I've got a code which gets you 8% off. Check the link in my bio right now.